Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made these three projects: a butterfly, a flower, and a keychain. So what I'm using is epoxy resin from Let's Resin. It's a part A and a part B resin. And you put equal parts into your container by volume. So there's the part A, and now on to the part B. And I did get this off of letsresin.com. And once I get both part A and part B into my cup, then I set my timer for 4 minutes and I stir it up pretty slowly. And then I'm going to take this purple rose mica powder that I got off of Amazon in a large box of like, I think 60 different colors months ago. And I'm just going to get a big old spoonful of that, put it in there and stir it up. And you want to make sure all your powder is dissolved into your resin. You don't want to have any powdery spots. And you just keep stirring it up. I'm just checking it to make sure it's the dark color that I want it to be. And I'm going to use my Let's Resin de-bubbler, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure. But anyway, it takes the bubbles out, supposedly. So I'm just going to set it in there, and I'm going to set it for 5 minutes. Now I did speed this up to 10 times. And you can see the bubbles starting to come up at the top. You can see all those. Look at those. Big old bubbles. And now that the time is up, it, deflates. It all goes down. I mean, it still has a lot of bubbles on the top of it, but you can take your lighter and pop those, because those are just the ones that came to the top. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into my double-winged butterfly, and I got this mold off of Amazon. And I'm just going to fill up the wings and then tilt it, because like I said, it is double winged, so you want to make sure you get that resin in all the places. So I'm pouring it pretty slowly. And there it is. And now I'm going to take my flower, and this flower mold I got off of Glitz and Glitter. She has an eBay store, and she does YouTube videos each day. So once I pour some in there, then I'm just going to squash it and turn it and squash it and turn it and squash it and turn it. Then I'm going to put some more in. And then I'm going to take my tool And I'm going to go down in the petals there, especially the petals that are actually on the very bottom when you take it out of the mold. But while it's in the mold, it's the top part here. They usually end up getting bubbles in them, which, you know, creates holes. So I like to put my tool in there and go around those petals. And then I'm just going to fill it up the rest of the way. I think this purple is a really pretty color. So like it says, I mean, it's a reddish purple. Very pretty. I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to get out my last mold here. And this is just like a little drinking cup, you know, one of those metal cups. And it has a hole in the top, so it's going to be a keychain. And I was able to take my spatula there and put the rest of, well, not the rest of the resin in there. I did have a little bit left over, and I was able to fill up some of my teeny tiny butterflies. Not quite sure if I show this on the video or not. But we will see. We will see. Okay, done with that mold. Set it aside to cure. And I think this is where I get the little butterfly mold out. Yep, there it is. So I'm just going to, I usually put a couple, 2 to 3 drips in each of the butterflies. So each time I do a resin project and I have, you know, little bits left over, I'm going to start putting them in my butterfly mold here, because they're just teeny tiny and they're so cute. And you can use them in shaker molds. You can glue them onto your characters, and I mean, there's just lots of different things you can do with them. And like I said, they only take 2 to 3 drips per butterfly. And these spatulas I did get off of Amazon. They come 6 in a package. They're little short spatulas, and they work very well for cleaning out resin. And they're pretty inexpensive. I think I paid about, I don't know, $8 or something like that for 6. Not too bad. The end of it is curled there, which helps. That one I overfilled a little bit, so I'm just taking my tool and getting some of the resin out of it. Oh, but the butterfly mold there, it comes 2 in a package, and I got it off of Amazon. The silicone tip tool I've had for years, but you can find those on Amazon too. So you can see how just a little bit of leftovers can make a bunch of butterflies. And it's basically resin that you wouldn't even used anyway. You would have just wiped it out. So, yeah, if you don't have this little mold, you might want to get it. And that one I kind of over poured a little bit too, so I'm going to take a little bit out. I think I get 2 full rows of butterflies and maybe another butterfly. So what is 4, 7, 8? 8 or 9 butterflies. So now I'm just scraping off what's left on my scraper there to get the last little drops off for my butterfly. But I really like this color of purple. Very pretty. So as you can see, I have 2 rows of butterflies, and there I got an extra butterfly. So now this is the next day, I believe, and I'm just going to demold all my little butterflies, and I have this container of butterflies. They're so cute. They're so tiny. They're tiny enough you can use them in those shaker molds. Okay, now here is my cup, and I'm going to make a keychain out of that. It turned out pretty. Now the camera doesn't show the color, the true color that it is, but it is really pretty. So I have a foam, oh my gosh, what do you call it? Tassel, a foam tassel that I made. And I have a video on that. I have some jump rings, and I have a couple charms. I'm just going to use this larger jump ring first, and I'm going to attach it to my cup and then to one of the chain links in my keychain portion, which is just a larger split ring with 5 pieces of chain link on it. And you could stop there if you wanted to, but I'm going to continue. I have a couple of charms. This one is a cup with some grapes on it. So I'm attaching it to the chain with my jump ring, one of the smaller jump rings. And then next I'm going to take my cupcake charm. And I'm going to add that to one of the chain links. Oh, and the mold for this cup, I believe I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to take my last jump ring and attach it to my tassel, and then add it to one of the chain links on the chain there. And that's it. It is done. Oh, I mean, you could be done at this point. You could be. But I decided to put a butterfly sticker on the front of my container there, my cup. I thought it had some colors that go well with that purple. And then I'm just going to make sure to rub out any bubbles that may be there, make sure it's flat. Now, you could put some UV resin on the top of this and cure it, but I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not even going to worry about it. So there it is, my keychain cup. Okay, so the next item is my flower. And we're going to turn this one into a magnet. Come on out. It kind of gets hung up there a little bit. So you want to be careful when you're pulling it out of the mold that you don't rip the mold. think it turned out pretty good. It did have one hole on one of the petals, but you know what? Petals in real life aren't perfect, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And then I'm going to take my fingernail file and I'm going to file down the back of my flower so that it'll be smooth and not, I don't know, it's kind of sharp. So you do want to smooth it down a little bit. Not too much, just enough so that when you put your finger over on it, it's smooth and it's not going to cut your finger. There it is. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to take my E6000 and my little magnet. Now, these magnets I do get off of Amazon. I think they come with, I don't know, 50 in a package or something like that. I've had these for a while. I was using them when I was making paper products. Okay, now the butterfly. For some reason, I didn't turn my camera on for this. So I must have got mixed up. Thought I had turned it on. So I've already demolded it. It looks fine. And I'm just going to put some of these gems down the middle of it. So I'm just using some art glitter glue. It does dry clear. And I think I put 4 of the gems down the center of the butterfly. And again, I'm sorry I did not get this filmed with me taking it out of the mold. I don't know what happened. I guess I thought I was filming and I wasn't. So that was pretty disappointing on my part. Sorry about that. And these little gems are clear iridescent gems. And I thought they would go perfect with my butterfly there. And if you start putting them on right after you put the glue on, sometimes you got to help the gem come off of the tool. But if you wait a little bit and the glue gets a little tacky, then you could usually go ahead, put it on and remove your tool and it's fine. And I'm just going to take this toothpick here and I'm going to align, make sure my gems are aligned to the way I want them. And there she is, my purple butterfly. So pretty. I'm gonna have to make some more of these. Love it. And then I decided to go ahead and make it into a magnet. So I'm taking my E6000. I'm going to put some in the center of my butterfly on the back. And then I'm going to add my magnet to it. And that's it. This one is also done. So let me know which of these projects you like better. The butterfly, the keychain, or the little tiny butterflies, or the flower. I like them all, but I really like this butterfly. So there they are, minus the tiny butterflies. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please be sure to put them in the comment section. And thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you later.